Hello, Leos. This is your general love reading regarding you and your ex. This will apply for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also, please do keep in mind that this is a general reading and it cannot apply to all of you. During the reading, we will see how your relationship was like, what caused the breakup, what are your and their feelings in regard to a possible reconciliation, what are your and their feelings towards one another, what are your and their hidden desires, and finally, the advice for you. I have chosen this type of format for my reading as it is an easier way to process them, and hence to give you directed and meaningful messages on the topic. With no further ado, let's see what the month of December has in store for you and your ex. Hello, my dear fellow Leos. As far as I can tell from the cards that jumped during the shuffling when connecting with your and your ex's energies, it looks like not only that the relationship was very strong and meaningful, but there is still unfinished business between you, alongside strong feelings and potential for a new beginning and fulfillment. The bottom deck card, the Eight of Swords, representing your and your ex's main energy, tells me that your relationship and feelings for one another are still stuck in your minds, that you oftenly think of one another, what it was and what could have been. You both remained with the question of what if, almost hoping that you could turn back time, redo the things in such a way so that you can move on, either together or separately, but in clarity. It's very possible that you both are asking yourselves, how is it possible that you ended up in this mental prison and yet neither of you finding the ways of getting out of this toxic situation? The answer could be as easy as this one. You are still madly in love with one another, even if you try to resist or control your feelings. Just because you pretend that the love is not there, it does not mean that it really is not there. In the contrary, it is very possible that you are honest to yourselves and to each other in regards to your feelings and intentions. Not only that you are in denial about your feelings, but you also avoid feelings, blocking yourselves off against anything and anyone that might make you, both of you, having to confront these feelings. Meaning, you have cut off any communication and contact with your ex's family and friends, photos, and if you could, you would erase the part of the brain where the memories of your ex are. It is mutual, be reassured. But let me tell you once again that just because you block, deny, avoid, and stubbornly reject your feelings, that does not mean that they are not there, as strong as ever. You love to hate them and hate to love them. What was your relationship like? The Two of Swords reveal to people that have come together with equal force, love, attraction, and desire, but met each other with resistance. Given that your current energy manifests resistance, I am not much surprised that blocked, avoided, and controlled emotions started during the relationship. When you and your ex got together, it was like a clash of the titans, like a meteorite hitting Earth. Two larger than life personalities, where neither one is able to give in, so the tension builds. If the tensions break, both would feel heavy. If one gives in, both would feel hurt. You are both struggling to find balance, as neither of you left your guard down. Everything in the relationship was intense, heavily intense and magnetic. Although most likely both of you tried to find solutions in order to make the relationship work. And, as you couldn't, the intense, magnetic, and passionate love that you had became a burden that you are still feeling to the present. Your relationship can be defined by duality and choices. There was a duality between mind and heart, swords and wands, air and fire, as I am more than certain that in many cases your ex was an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You were the yin and the yang without the knowledge of how to complement each other. The Two of Swords also can indicate a relationship that didn't progress because one partner is fearful of being hurt, so they cover their heart while the other partner keeps trying only to keep getting shut down. Hence, the frustration, the fighting, the need to make a choice, to find a solution that never came. It was confusion, denial, feeling conflicted. It still is. Eventually, a resolution will have to be met between you two, or you will keep being stuck and miserable. Where do you stand in regards to your ex? The Fool in this position tells me that you still have pure, innocent, and genuine feelings for your ex, but that you need to free yourself from the emotional burden, from the fears and worries that your past relationship left in your heart. You want a new beginning, either with your ex, either on your own, either with someone else. Each of you will resonate with a different option. You want to leave the past behind and start a new journey, a new chapter in the book of love. You are ready to give love a second chance, a leap of faith, and in many cases, with your ex, as it is quite obvious that there are a lot of untold words, not manifested feelings, unspoken truths. You want to open your heart and mind, and yet, at the same time, you want to stay safe and rational. There are still many aspects from your past relationship that you know you are unaware of, and maybe that is the reason for not moving away, for not entering a new phase. There is a duality inside you. A part of you wants to figure out the past, and a part of you that desperately wants a new beginning, a new experience, a new adventure, expanded horizons. Giving in or giving up? This is the question. Where does your ex stand in regard to you? With the Knight of Swords in this position, it's revealed that they are very, very angry at everything, you, themselves, at how things happened. This anger comes out of a lot of pain, and the pain comes from a lot of love. They are this angry because they are still in love with you. They are all over the place because they cannot find their inner peace. At the same time, they are eager for movement and action in order to get out of the mental state they are in. They need to find a solution. They also want to clear their mind, to stay free of the emotions they have for you, to use their logic and reason and their keen intellect in order to solve the problem. And you are their problem. Hence, it is very possible that if you try to contact them, they are blunt, opinionated, undiplomatic, tactless, arrogant, rude even. But once again, that is because they are overwhelmed by the insane feelings they still have for you. They were and are hurt, and that is the reason why they aggressively try to shut down their feelings and emotions. Only love can hurt like this. They are almost childish in their cruelty. They still think a lot about you, but using their logic more than listening to their heart, jumping to conclusions before thinking things through. However, their feelings are acute, sudden, breathtaking, having a lot of passion and desire. How do you feel about the possible reconciliation? With the Six of Cups in this position, it looks like you would want to rekindle the love that you had. Even if your ex was or wasn't your first true love, you had and still have pure, genuine, and innocent feelings for them. And when you think of the relationship that you have nostalgic memories, as now you can also remember the good, secure, loving, carefree, and playful moments that you had and shared. The way that they loved you made you feel like a kid, full of excitement, curiosity, sweetness, purity, goodness, and innocence. And now you miss feeling that way. For those feelings, you want your ex back. As far as I can say, your ex is the love of your life and you are theirs. This card implies familiarity, comfort, fond memories, unknown joy, deep balanced emotions, especially since, alongside your ex, you have also known the agony and pain of the Five of Cups that came right after the breakup. Now, as also the Fool revealed, you have a clearer head and an open heart. You are longing for the good old days and the way things used to be before hell broke loose. How do they feel about a reconciliation? With the Queen of Wands in this position, this only confirms how passionately and ardently they feel for you, although they try so hard to fight it and reject it. They lost you, so this type of feelings bring agony in their lives. It is very possible that you are the one putting an end to the relationship. This would explain your ex's "it was their choice so they should deal with it" type of an attitude. But they also seem not finding the means to deal with it, as you are for them the one who got away. They still find you attractive, energetic, cheerful, self-assured, although they'd rather die than admit it. With this card, I feel that your ex would wholeheartedly give another try to the relationship if you were to do the same. They would only accept a reconciliation if, this time around, you would put your guard down and give in without holding anything back. They would commit to a radiant, healthy relationship. If you were to work things together, cooperating, compromising at times, growing the goods and solving the bads, they would be all in. What are your hidden desires? The devil in this position reveals that you would rather stay shackled in this dark and burdening situation than giving up, at least mentally, on your ex. Must confess, this extreme would suit a Leo's mind and attitude. Best idea is, though, doing something about this guilt, pleasure, and temptation that your ex represents for you. The devil speaks about lust, sexual attraction, and even obsession, so it is quite obvious why you, Leo, keep it well hidden in your desires. Is a devil connection healthy? Rarely, but it can represent a catalyst for change and breaking away limitations. In this case, you might keep it hidden as you are unsure of what to do with and about your ex. You probably secretly hope that they would take the initiative and make the first step towards you. The devil can also represent an unbreakable bond, a better and for worse, a couple that stays together. You hiddenly desire to own and possess your ex, as your ex bring out that tricky side of you. Carnal pleasure, lust, fun, danger, lack of power and control, emotional damnation. The devil is about being so stuck to someone, you need them like a drug to sustain you. I can see why you are troubled by these feelings and why you keep them hidden, even from yourself. What are their hidden desires? Well, you. You are their hidden desire, as the Strength card is representative for you, Leo. They desire to find that mental power, like the woman in the picture, that would tame you. They secretly desire to tame you, to control you and your emotional and mental wildness. If that could happen, then you would be theirs and theirs alone. This card also speaks of strong and passionate feelings that are repressed, held back, tamed. This enforces all the previous cards that represented your ex's feelings. They are holding back as they feel it to be the appropriate action to do given your past and present circumstances. They wish that they could have more power over you, over themselves. They wish they could have more control over their feelings for you, over their mind and lives. As you have the devil in your desires, this card could also represent controlled devil, which can be seen as conscious mind in harmonious balance with instincts and desires. Your ex has doubts, uncertainty, going through something they would rather not go through, and that they are fighting all of it with the best weapons they have, their mind, logic, and reason. What's the advice for you too? The Ten of Cups is here in this position to show you the potential that the two of you had and most likely still have if you choose to fight for it. A first advice for you too would be to admit. Admit your feelings, admit your wants, needs, and hidden desires. Admit that you want a reconciliation. Admit you want your happily ever after with the other one. It's time to put an end to the inner and outer storm and allow the rainbow to connect you, to be the bridge that reconnects your flames. A second advice would be that if you want what you see in the picture, a long-lasting commitment, then you should give in, put all your guards down. You saw what happens if you don't. And finally, keep in mind that even if you are separated, you should keep an open heart as you share an emotional bond. This card reveals emotional fulfillment both in the inside and in the outside. So, find it in the inner and then search for it in the outer.